All right, so you've poured your heart and soul into that new dance track, the one that just crushes it in your own DJ sets, the
Yeah.
one your friends are always begging for.
Mhm.
But how do you get that track, the one into the hands of established DJs, the ones who can share it with the world?
That's exactly what we're going deep on today.
Yeah, we're diving into a producer's guide all about reaching out to DJs and getting your music played. We
Mm.
really want to pull out the actionable insights, the stuff that will help you cut through all the noise and land your music in the sets of the DJs who really count.
I think it's fascinating how at the heart of any creative pursuit, there's this deep desire to connect.
Right.
And in dance music DJs, they kind of act as this bridge to a much larger audience.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're the ones who can really make that connection happen.
And our guide really hits on this point that getting support from DJs isn't just a nice to have. It's often the key to getting your music out there.
Yeah.
A DJ's reputation is built on the music they play. When you send them tracks that fit their style, and enhance their performances, you're actually offering them something valuable. It helps them solidify their own brand, which in turn makes them way more open to what you're doing.
Exactly. And if we zoom out a bit, DJs have a lot of sway when it comes to new music discovery. They're curating these sonic journeys for their audiences, and their track selections can really shape the vibe of an event.
For sure.
So for a producer, having a DJ play, your track isn't just about airtime, it's a validation of your work.
Yeah, it's like instant credibility within the scene.
Yeah.
Our source highlights that DJ support can really open doors. It can mean more recognition, potential collaborations with other artists, and even the attention of record labels searching for new talent. It sets off a chain reaction.
And this points to a key concept, this symbiotic relationship between producers and DJs. Producers need DJs to give their music a platform to reach a wider audience. But on the flip side, DJs are always hunting for fresh and innovative tracks to keep their sets exciting. It's this win-win situation.
Definitely. So the value of DJ support is super clear. But where do you even begin? Our guide emphasizes that it all starts with the music itself.
Yeah.
It's about shaping your unique sound and making sure your tracks are polished and ready for those high-end club sound systems.
Absolutely. And one of the things the guide stresses is the importance of really high-quality production and mastering. DJs are often playing on these incredibly powerful sound systems. Any flaws in your mix or master will be super obvious.
Yeah, totally. You don't want your track to be the one that makes the sound engineer cringe.
The guide actually uses some pretty strong language here, saying that poor quality can sound thin, muddy, or distorted.
Right.
You want your tracks to stand out in a good way in that environment.
Definitely. And then there's the whole world of audiophile formats. It can feel like a maze of acronyms sometimes.
Yeah, it can be overwhelming.
The guide does a great job breaking down the most common ones, making it clear what's best to send to DJs. So let's dive into that a bit.
Yeah, let's do it.
First up, we have the uncompressed lossless formats, WAV and AIFF.
Okay.
These offer the absolute top-tier audio quality because they keep all the original sonic information.
Yeah, nothing's lost.
WAV is pretty much universally accepted, which is a huge plus. But it can't store metadata, which can make things tricky for DJs trying to organize their music.
Right.
AIFF, on the other hand, does support metadata, which is great.
Yeah.
But like WAV, it comes with those large file sizes.
So you get the best possible sound, but there might be some logistical hurdles with WAV, and both can eat up storage space pretty quickly.
Exactly. Then we move on to the compressed lossless formats like FLAC and AIFF. These cleverly shrink the file size without compromising the audio quality.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing how they do that.
FLAC is awesome for metadata support,
Yeah.
but it's not natively supported by iTunes, which is a platform a lot of DJs use.
Yeah, that could be a deal breaker for some.
ALAC, or Apple Lossless, solves that iTunes compatibility problem while still delivering smaller files and metadata capabilities.
So it's a good option for Apple users.
And then we come to the compressed lossy formats, MP3 and AAC. These guys significantly reduce file sizes by actually ditching some of the audio data. The guide suggests that a high bitrate MP3 like 320 kbps is usually acceptable for DJing, and it's pretty much compatible everywhere.
Right.
AC is similar, often resulting in slightly smaller files with comparable quality, especially if you're in the Apple world.
It's a good alternative to MP3 in that case.
But as the guide points out, the risk with those lower bitrate MP3s is that they can sound noticeably worse when played on those high-end sound systems.
Yeah, that's the trade-off.
You gain convenience in terms of size, but you might end up compromising the audio fidelity, which we already know is crucial.
Absolutely.
Our guide even has this handy table summarizing all of this, comparing quality file size, metadata support compatibility, and the ideal use case for sending to DJs.
That's super helpful to have all that laid out.
The key takeaway seems to be prioritize WAV or AIFF for the best sound quality, but consider including a 320 kbps MP3 as a more accessible option for DJs who prefer that.
That way you're covering your bases, providing the top-notch audio that some DJs really value, while also offering a format that pretty much everyone can play.
Now let's switch gears a bit.
Okay.
Our guide stresses something that often gets overlooked: the power of metadata, accurate genre tagging, and eye-catching artwork.
It's interesting how these seemingly small details can actually have a big impact on a DJ's workflow and their impression of you as a producer.
Yeah, put yourself in a DJ's shoes.
Right.
They're dealing with massive music libraries. Accurate metadata like artist name, track title, BPM, that's beats per minute, the tempo of the track, super important for smooth transitions and key, the musical key of the song, important for harmonic mixing, making sure tracks sound good together. All of that is essential for DJs to organize their collections and find the right track at the right moment.
It's all about making their lives easier.
And the guide specifically points out that WAV files can't store metadata. Another reason to think about AIFF are those compressed, lossless formats.
Good point.
Precise genre tagging is also critical. The guide mentions MusicWorks, which categorizes over 30 different electronic music genres.
Wow, that's a lot of genres.
It just goes to show how nuanced the scene is. Labeling your track accurately ensures that DJs who specialize in your specific style can actually find your music. You don't want your deep house track getting lost in a sea of techno.
Yeah, that would be a shame.
Then there's the artwork. It might seem superficial, but our source compares it to a book cover.
Okay.
It's at a first visual impression a DJ gets in their digital library.
Makes sense.
Eye-catching and relevant artwork can make your track pop out and increase the chances of a DJ clicking on it and giving it a listen.
It's all part of presenting yourself professionally.
Exactly. It's about showing that you're serious and detail-oriented.
So it's not just about the sound, it's about the whole package you present.
Right.
You want to make it easy for DJs to find, organize, and ultimately play your music in their sets.
Okay, so your track sounds amazing. It's formatted correctly and meticulously tagged.
Yeah.
What's next? Our guide dives into creating your digital calling card, the DJ promo pack, often called an EPK, or electronic press kit.
It's like your professional introduction to the DJ world. A carefully put together collection of info that tells DJs everything they need to know about you and your music.
Exactly. And our guide breaks down the essential elements. First up, your DJ bio. This isn't your life story. It's a concise and engaging summary of your musical journey, influences, and accomplishments.
Okay.
You should clearly state your DJ name, give some background on your musical roots, highlight what makes your sound unique, define your musical style, mention any career milestones, and importantly emphasize that you're a producer.
Yeah.
The guide specifically recommends tailoring this bio to resonate with DJs.
What's really crucial here is focusing on your identity as a producer and showcasing the originality of your music. While your DJing experience might be relevant, the main focus for DJs is your produced music.
After the bio comes the heart of it all,
Yeah.
the music itself.
Yeah, the good stuff.
You've got to include easily accessible streaming links to your best original tracks or DJ mixes on platforms like SoundCloud or Mixcloud.
Okay.
Ideally, you'll enable download options so DJs can easily grab the tracks they want to play. If you have a bunch of releases, including a discography with direct links, is a good idea too.
The easier you make it for them to listen to and download your music, the better.
Then there are the visuals.
Yeah.
You'll need professional photos, high-resolution action shots from your performances, and well-composed promotional portraits. The guide even suggests including a PNG version of your profile photo with a transparent or white background so it can be used on different platforms.
Good tip.
And if you have them, short, impactful performance videos around 30 to 90 seconds can really showcase your energy and stage presence.
Those visuals help DJs connect with you on a more personal level beyond just the music. They get a feel for your live performance style and your overall aesthetic.
Don't forget the basics, either your email address, phone number, and website if you have one. A technical writer might not be necessary for initial outreach, but it can be helpful later on if you have specific equipment needs for performances.
Makes sense.
Including any positive press mentions or testimonials from other DJs or industry folks adds a lot of credibility too.
Social proof goes a long way.
And make sure your social media links are prominent and your profiles are up to date.
Yeah, that's a must.
The guide also recommends including a concise cover sheet or impact statement, a quick overview of your key highlights, and DJ persona.
Okay.
It should be something that someone can read in about 30 seconds and that instantly grabs their attention.
So basically your elevator pitch, but in writing.
Right.
It needs to be catchy, memorable, and clearly explain your musical style.
When you're putting together this EPK specifically for DJs, the guide again stresses highlighting your role as a producer and showcasing your original music.
Makes sense.
If you've played your own tracks in your DJ sets, definitely mention that. And be clear and concise about the genre and overall vibe of your productions and how they align with the DJs you're targeting.
Yeah, that tailored approach shows that you've done your research and you're not just sending out generic stuff.
Right. It shows you understand their tastes and what they're looking for.
I'm putting in the effort.
So you've got your music ready and your EPK is polished. Now comes a crucial step. Finding the right DJs for your sound, basically identifying your target audience within the vast dance music world.
This is where focused effort really pays off.
Right. You need to understand the huge variety of dance music genres and figure out exactly where your music fits in. As the guide mentioned, MusicWorks categorizes over 30 electronic music genres.
Wow, that really highlights how specialized things are.
You need to be clear on whether you're making tech house, melodic techno, drum and bass, or something else entirely. Once you know your genre, you can start using all the amazing online resources out there.
Like what kind of resources?
Well, 1001 Tracklist is a fantastic tool.
Okay.
You can search for tracks that have a similar sound to yours and see which DJs have been playing them in their recent sets.
That's a great way to find DJs who are already supporting music like yours.
Social media is also essential. Check out the profiles of DJs in your genre on Instagram, Facebook, SoundCloud.
Right.
See who they follow. Check their bios for contact info, especially promo email addresses. The guide even mentions that Instagram can have a surprisingly high response rate for direct outreach.
Interesting.
And don't forget about streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, Mixcloud.
Yeah, those are great for discovery.
Look at DJ-curated playlists, reposted mixes, and the followers of artists who make music similar to yours. Radio show descriptions and Mixcloud bios often have promo email addresses too.
Good to know.
Bandcamp is another great resource. See who's buying music that's similar to yours. Often it's other producers and DJs. Subscribing to their mailing list can also lead to valuable connections.
So you're tapping into the community of people who are actually supporting the music you're interested in.
Exactly. And lastly, check out music download stores like Beatport and TrackSource.
Okay.
Their genre-specific charts and featured tracks show you what kind of music DJs are currently supporting and buying.
Those platforms are where a lot of DJs go to find new music for their sets, so it's really helpful to see what's trending there.
The goal here is to build a targeted list of DJs.
Right. Focus your efforts.
Focus on DJs whose musical tastes and performance styles really match your productions. Prioritize DJs who have supported similar tracks, play at events that fit your style, or host genre-specific radio shows.
Quality over quantity, right?
Absolutely. A smaller, carefully curated list of DJs who are likely to connect with your music is way more valuable than a huge random list.
Makes sense.
Right, you've done your research and you have your list. Now comes the part that can feel a bit scary.
Oh!
Actually reaching out to these DJs.
This is where the art of personalized communication comes in. DJs are bombarded with new music all the time, so you need to make your message stand out.
Our guide is super clear on this. Avoid those generic mass emails that feel impersonal.
Yeah, nobody likes those.
Take the time to address each DJ by name. Mention a specific recent set or show of theirs. It shows you've actually listened to their work.
That personal touch goes a long way.
Clearly explain why you think your music would be a good fit for their style. Keep your pitch short and sweet. CQ. One or two well-crafted sentences are usually enough. And always thank them for their time and their work.
That level of personalization shows you've done your homework and you genuinely understand their taste. It's about starting a conversation, not just blasting out your music.
And there's a definite etiquette to follow when sending music to DJs.
Okay.
Our guide has a helpful list of do's and don'ts. On the do side, research the DJ's style thoroughly. Always send your highest quality tracks. Make sure your tracks are properly labeled with all the important info. Provide an easily accessible high-quality download link. WAV format is usually preferred. Or a private streaming link with download enabled. Include that personalized message. Be polite and professional in all your communication. Follow up politely after a week or two, but don't overdo it and consider asking for feedback on your tracks.
All of those do's show respect for the DJ's time and their workflow.
Right.
You're making it easy for them to check out your music and potentially play it in their sets.
Now for the don'ts. Avoid sending out generic impersonal blasts. Never send music as direct email attachments. Always use links. Don't send unfinished or unmastered tracks. Don't send music via social media DMs unless they specifically ask you to. Don't send empty emails with just links. Don't send the same track multiple times or through different channels. Keep your initial email short and to the point. Never be pushy or rude. Avoid adding a bunch of people to the CC field of your emails, and don't exaggerate your accomplishments or hype up your music unrealistically.
It's all about being professional and respectful.
When you're sending your music, using private streaming and download links effectively is key. SoundCloud is often a good choice because you can include cover art, it tracks basic stats, and you can enable downloads for the people you share the link with. Cloud storage services like Dropbox or Google Drive can also be good options, especially for those high-quality WAV files. The important thing is to always double-check that your links are working before sending them.
Yeah, that's a good tip.
Ideally, provide both a streamable link for easy previewing and a download link for DJs who want to add the track to their library right away.
That way you're giving them options and making it as smooth as possible for them to access your music.
Now, looking beyond direct outreach, our guide explores all the different online platforms and services that can help with DJ promotion.
Yeah, there's a whole ecosystem out there.
It's interesting to see how many different tools have emerged, platforms specifically for DJ promo, general music promotion services that also offer DJ outreach, even distribution platforms with promotional features.
There are a lot of options.
We're talking about platforms like Promo Push, which focuses on electronic music promotion, targeting DJs, radio stations, and press outlets. There's Reaction DJ Promo, which claims to be one of the biggest DJ promo systems worldwide.
Yeah.
And MusicWorks, which also specializes in electronic music promotion, offering direct connections to DJs, labels, radio stations, along with newsletter promotion, banner, advertising, social media promo, and feedback stats.
Those specialized platforms often have existing networks of DJs and can make it easier to get your music in front of the right audience.
Then you've got dedicated promo sending tools like Fat Drop, Label Works, In-Flight, and Label Engine. These services help you manage your DJ contact lists, send out promo mailings, often have features for music protection to prevent unauthorized sharing, and provide analytics on who's listening to and downloading your tracks. FatDrop is considered an industry standard in this area.
So those tools are more about efficiency and providing a professional way to handle your promo outreach.
Some platforms like DropTrack even let DJs receive music submissions directly, and in some cases get paid for listening to and giving feedback on tracks.
That's an interesting model.
And then you have broader music promotion services like Groover, which connects artists with curators and music industry pros, including DJs, and guarantees feedback on your submissions within a certain time frame.
Okay.
Services like Sound Campaign and Playlist Push, while mainly focused on playlist promotion on platforms like Spotify and TikTok, can also indirectly lead to DJ discovery through their curator networks.
Groover's model of guaranteed feedback within a set time can be really helpful for up-and-coming producers who are looking for constructive criticism and exposure.
For sure.
Yeah, it takes some of the guesswork out of it.
Finally, our guide talks about essential music distribution platforms like Beatport and TrackSource.
Okay.
While their main function is to distribute your music to online stores for sale and streaming, they're super important for making your music available to DJs in the electronic music world. These are platforms that many DJs actively use to discover new music and buy tracks for their sets.
Yeah, they're essential for getting your music out there.
These platforms often have genre-specific charts and curated spotlights, which can really boost the visibility of your releases within the DJ community.
So distribution makes sure your music is accessible, but the promo tools and visibility features on these platforms can play a big role in helping DJs actually find your work.
Okay, so you're navigating the digital world effectively. But our guide also strongly emphasizes the importance of good old-fashioned networking within the dance music scene.
Yeah, you can't beat face-to-face interaction.
It's all about building genuine personal connections. While digital outreach is definitely important in today's world, those in-person interactions can often lead to stronger, more lasting professional relationships.
Yeah, there's something special about meeting people in person.
Think about attending industry events and conferences. The guide lists some of the major ones. Amsterdam Dance Event, or AD Miami Music Week, which includes Ultra Music Festival and the Winter Music Conference, the International Music Summit, or IMS in Ibiza, and even broader events like SXSW in Austin.
Those are some big ones.
These events bring together a wide range of industry professionals.
It's a great opportunity to meet people and make connections.
Exactly. Make a point of attending label parties, dedicated networking events, and relevant workshops. Always have business cards handy. Be approachable, strike up conversations, and follow up with a personalized thank you email after connecting with someone.
Those personal interactions can lead to collaborations and opportunities that you just wouldn't find online.
And don't underestimate the power of online communities and forums.
Yeah, those can be great resources.
Reddit has several relevant subreddits like our Beatmatch RDJs, our EDM production, and our techno production. There are also dedicated forums like the DJ Tech Tools Forum and Serato forums, as well as broader music production communities like Future Producers. Actively participate in discussions, share your music for feedback, and offer support and advice to others in those online spaces.
Right, it's about being part of the community.
Building a reputation as a helpful and engaged member can lead to valuable connections with DJs who share your passion.
It's about building relationships.
Our guide ultimately stresses that cultivating genuine relationships with DJs and other industry pros is key.
Yeah, it's a long game.
Focus on building authentic connections based on mutual interest and respect.
Exactly.
Take the time to show genuine interest in their projects. Offer value where you can consistently follow up and stay in touch without being overly persistent. Collaborating with other DJs and producers and supporting your local scene are also great ways to expand your network organically.
It's all about building trust and fostering genuine connections. It's more valuable in the long run than just trying to get your latest track played.
So you've made a connection, you've sent your music, what comes next? Our guide addresses following up effectively and handling feedback.
Okay.
This is where your professionalism and your capacity for growth really shine.
Yeah, it's important to handle this part well.
When it comes to following up, our guide suggests waiting about 1 to 2 weeks before sending a brief, polite inquiry.
Makes sense.
Don't be pushy. One gentle reminder is usually enough. And if you don't hear back, it doesn't necessarily mean the DJ didn't like your music.
Right, they can just be busy.
They're often super busy and get tons of submissions.
It's important to respect their time and not bombard them with messages.
When you do get feedback on your music, our guide emphasizes seeing it as an opportunity for growth.
Yeah, feedback is a gift,
Actively ask for constructive criticism and be open to what you hear.
even if it's not what you want to hear.
Even if you don't get detailed feedback, focus on the responses you do get and use those insights to improve your future productions and your outreach strategies.
Yeah, every bit of feedback can help you grow.
Lastly, our guide touches on the option of amplifying your reach by considering DJ-specific promo agencies and services.
Okay.
As we discussed earlier with platforms like MusicWorks and FatDrop, these agencies can offer established networks of DJ contacts, run professional promotional campaigns on your behalf, and sometimes provide valuable feedback and analytics on how your promos are doing.
They can be helpful for producers who want to scale their promo efforts and have the budget for it.
However, our guide points out some potential downsides. These services can be pricey, especially for producers who are just starting out, and there's no guarantee of getting your music played or significantly boosting your exposure. You also typically have less direct control over the outreach process.
Yeah, so it's important to weigh the pros and cons.
It's crucial to research any agency you're thinking about and make sure their focus and approach match your genre and career goals.
Right, you want to make sure it's a good fit.
The guide even mentions that services like Groover can be a more affordable alternative to traditional PR agencies for reaching DJs.
So there are options out there at different price points.
To wrap it all up, getting your dance music played by DJs is about so much more than just making a great track.
Yeah, it's a multi-layered process.
It takes a combination of producing top-quality music, mastering effective communication, using smart promo tactics, and building genuine lasting relationships within the dance music community. It requires persistence, adaptability, and above all, a deep passion for what you do.
It's fascinating how all these different elements, the quality of the music, the professionalism of its presentation, the targeted approach to outreach, and the cultivation of authentic relationships, all have to work together to build momentum and help you reach your goals.
Now that you're armed with these insights and strategies, how will you carve your own path to the DJ booth and build those crucial lasting connections in the ever-changing world of dance music? Take some time to think about which specific platform or networking strategy resonates with you right now and how you can start using these lessons today.
Yeah, go out there and make it happen.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. Until next time, keep creating, keep connecting, and keep pushing your music forward.
See you next time.